Josh, just coming off that game against Golden State, obviously the offense, just you guys had it going, but it was really balanced offensively for you guys. Just what did you think of the way everybody seemed to have their different times to shine in that game?
Yeah, I mean, it's how it has to be, I think. Good teams have a lot of contributors down the roster, up and down, and I thought we had that. I thought, offense is never really going to be a problem for us. I think we have enough, firepower on that end. It's the other end of the floor that's going to win us games, and, it's hard to win a game giving up 140 points. And, as I said, offensively, I thought we were good. I thought we got what we wanted. We made shots. We scored, 137 points. So that's enough to win on most nights, but you have to guard on the other end, and that's something we've emphasized and, need to get better at.
Is it nice coming off a team like Golden State and then going up against another really heavy, potent offense like Atlanta to try to test yourself in that area again?
It is because, obviously a lot of similarities and, Steph and Trey who, you base your defensive schemes around, particularly in these two teams. And, it's good that, we've seen, an offensive weapons like Golden State have, and Atlanta's very similar in terms of offensive firepower. They've got a lot of guys who can score the ball, so it's good that we've come off, a game like that, and I think we're more prepared, for tonight. But a lot of similarities in Steph and Trey, but all around the ball, they've got, Atlanta's got guys that can score from all different positions on the floor. So again, it takes a team effort to beat these guys, and that's what we're going to need tonight.
What'd you think of that event last night with the full team?
A lot of fun. I mean, anytime we get out in the community and do things like that, it's a lot of fun. And seeing the smile on families' faces and little kids' faces that get to, meet some of their favorite players, it gives us a lot of joy. So it was a very fun event. And anytime we get in the community, we all take it and we all love it.
What was your job that you were dishing out, and any reviews on your teammates and how they were doing?
Yeah, I was on dessert. Me, Jalen, J-Dub, and Chet were on dessert. So I thought we were great. That was, the fan favorite. Everyone was wanting dessert. So our job was pretty easy, but I thought the guys did a great job.
Josh, I'm curious, coming into the season and, obviously Chet's had a great start. Just what were your expectations for him coming into the season, and how has he performed compared to that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone had their own expectations of him, but credit to him. I mean, obviously, a lot of hype. Being a high draft pick, it naturally comes with a lot of, pressure, expectations, and hype. And, whether he's lived up to it's 6 games into his career. So it's hard to say that, but he's been great. He's been awesome for the team. I think he's really bought into what we're trying to do and hasn't tried to come in and be the difference maker. I mean, his talent speaks for himself when he's out there. Very unselfish guy. He's all about winning. So he's been awesome and easy to implement into the team. And I think he's helped take our team, to another level.
Yeah, and from your point of view, what is it about him that's made him look so polished so early on?
I mean, I just think, it's the ability to not go out and force things. It's easy for a high pick to come out and try to prove everyone why he went number 2, but he's let the game come to him, and he's taken what the defense has given him, and he does it both sides of the ball. Whether, he's having a good night or bad night offensively, he brings it, on the defensive end. He, protects the rim just as good as anyone in the league. His ability to switch under guards, allows us to play different lineups. So he's been great for us on both ends of the floor. And, he's 6 games into his career, so he's obviously got a lot to learn, a lot to get better at. But he's the first to tell you that. And he's, definitely on a great trajectory.
Yes, I know he labeled you maybe the toughest guy from your neighborhood. I don't know. Where does he rank in terms of toughness?
He's tough. I mean, people say he's skinny and that stuff, but he's physical. He's tough. I mean, you always see him on the floor. He's getting hit. So, I think he's one of the tougher guys on this team. Puts his body on the line for us. Banging with bigs. Down low all games. So, he's never scared to jump with anybody. He puts his body on the line. So he's definitely tough. And as I say, he's a big part of what we're doing and going forward.
I wanted to ask you the other night, what neighborhood are you from?
I'm actually from Melbourne, which is Parrish has been there. Yarraville is the suburb, but small little place in Melbourne, but holds a special place in my heart.
Is it a tough place to come from?
I mean, kind of. It's the western suburbs in Melbourne are the tougher area, but I mean, whether it's a tough place or not, I don't know.
Yeah. How was it like for him to be calling you a tough guy? I don't think it's a word that comes up all the time when we talk about you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Australians are kind of labeled as that. It's especially when we play for our national team, that's kind of the theme around the group. So I guess that kind of just has been an Australian thing for a while. But, toughness can be a bunch of different things. So however you want to look at it. But I think we've got a tough group, resilient group. So it's good to have those guys and then be able to play with them every night.
Do you credit the toughness to Melbourne, to your family, or playing footy? What would you credit it to?
Yeah, footy's a big one because that's a lot of tackling. You're hitting guys. And my dad was a very tough player. He played rugby. He played that at a pretty high level. So maybe some of it comes from him, some of it playing footy from a young age. So I was always around physical sports, and I guess that's where some of it comes from.
You talked last game about needing to get more physical right from the jump. How do you make that adjustment? Is that something you see on film that you kind of adjust to, or just go out there and do it?
Yeah, a bit of both. I mean, you speak about, throwing the first punch and, figuratively, not actually, throwing a punch, but I think it's just a mindset thing. You can't take a backward step, and it doesn't matter who you're playing. And sometimes, especially with a smaller lineup, teams are going to be bigger than us and older, more experienced, but it's up to us to, step up to the challenge and be physical and take it to these guys. So I think, it's been something that, our starting group in particular needs to do a better job of is getting off to better starts. And I think a lot of that comes from being physical, being ready to go out the gates. So we've spoke about it, we've addressed it, and we know it's something we need to get better at.
We talk about getting stops. You hear all the time, basketball, it's not a stop until you get the rebound, and defensive rebounding has been an issue a couple of times. What's the responsibility of guys like you, guards, in that case?
It's important because, as I said, sometimes specifically with our starters, we're a bit undersized. In the traditional sense of 1 through 5. Obviously Chet's 7 foot, but we can't leave all the rebound responsibilities up to him. Us guards have to come in and help him on that end. And especially when we play these big physical bigs like we played Valanciunas and Jokic and these guys who are great on the offensive boards. It has to be a collective effort, and we can't leave Chet down there by himself. And we spoke about, obviously it's been an issue the first few games, and we've addressed it and we've watched film on it, so we know what we need to improve on that area. And I think going forward we'll see improvements.
How much is a guard now? Is it you play a lot of teams that will shoot a ton of threes, and some of that rebounding is luck, right? Some of it is just bounces.
Some of it is, but we kind of speak about being in those areas where long, teams that shoot a lot of threes. You speak about long rebounds and they bounce off the back of the rim and they can go anywhere. So we're trying to get in the right spots. Obviously, we're going to have guys under the rim that are contested for those ones right around there. But the balls that bounce long, we have to come up with, and that's where our guards and smaller guys got to come up with them. So we've spoke about, obviously, it's been a little issue going since the start of the year, but we know what we need to do to fix it.